Danny Kruger.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I am delighted to speak in support of this bill, and I particularly welcome the balance that it strikes on sentencing. Longer sentences for the most serious offenders, but smarter justice, including more community punishments for young offenders. And having worked for 10 years with prisoners and young offenders, I know that this is the right balance, and that this bill will be welcomed by my constituents and devisers and across the country. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, that's why I am so disappointed by the stance taken by the party opposite. It is quite understandable to object to aspects of this bill. It is right for the opposition to challenge the government on civil liberties and police powers. And it's quite understandable to see whether this bill can be amended to include more protections for women and girls. But to say that they will vote against the whole bill at this early stage, to vote against the aims and principles of this bill, is to try to make such amendments impossible. It's also blatantly opportunistic. They had no such in-principle objections last week, no sense that the clauses on protests or street safety or the relative number of mentions of women and statues were so bad that the whole bill had to be rejected. Last week they were just planning to abstain on the second reading, and that in itself was pretty craven and showed Labour's weak commitment to law and order. But now they've been blown off the fence, blown into voting against the whole bill, and they faced a test this week. Would the party under its new leader stand for law and order, or would they stand for gestures? They faced this test and they failed it, and the public will notice. Madam Deputy Speaker, of course it is right that we use this occasion to discuss the abuse and misogyny that women suffer every day in this country. Some of this abuse is already illegal, but all of it must be deprecated in the strongest terms, because all of it has its root in male disrespect of women. And this isn't a modern phenomenon. I'm afraid to say it's as old as time, and it's written on almost every page of human history. But something else is also written in our history, which is the attempts by society to contain male violence and male disrespect. But our culture historically taught men that they had a duty to honour and protect women. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, it's a difficult thing to say, because it may appear that I want to turn the clock back to a time when men chivalrously protected the weaker sex. Of course, as I've said, this isn't how it always was in the old days, and even if it was, we don't accept the idea that men need protection, that women need protection by men. They just need men to behave themselves. So let me emphatically say I don't want to turn the clock back, but I do think we need to face the fact that our modern culture hasn't delivered all the progress it was supposed to. And I wonder if that's because our modern culture has a problem with telling people how to behave. It has a problem with society having a moral framework at all. And so it is right we're having this debate. I hope we get to a better place because of it. And because the key thing, Madam Deputy Speaker, is that all the laws in the world won't stop violence against women and won't stop sexism if our culture isn't right. We need boys to grow up secure in themselves, with good role models and an innate sense of respect for other people. That means stronger families and more supportive communities. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.